what we have here are bees that are bearding, and that means that they are hanging on the outside of the hive, like so, off of each other. And they're doing that because it's so hot inside of the hive that many of the bees will move outside of the hive, hang here, so that they're not creating friction and heat inside of the hive. So the bees that are working to keep the inside of the hive cool can do that effectively. So we're gonna go into this Roell or Comfort style hive. A little bit of smoke. And take a look at what we see. Okay, so here's the inside of this hive. Inside this hive we have 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So different than our 10 frame Langstroth hive, much smaller box. This is 6 inches deep, 11 inches square inside, 12 inches square on the outside. We're going to take a look at this. I would classify this as a high density of bees. I can see bees coming up between the frames, seeing little heads poking through, and I can't see a lot of deep dark spaces where there's no bees. I also have bees on this outer edge here who are now re-entering the box. So they're now coming back in the box, so I have bees along these edges, heavily populated. And we're going to take a look and see what we see in here. Okay, so I work this hive in the same way in that I want to take out an outer edge first. So I'm going to either take out this frame here or this frame here. Just looking at this, I get the information that this frame may be broken. So I'm actually going to start further away from you with this frame here. Alright, so I am going to enter into this hive. I'm going to talk through what I see. Now in our other hives we were looking today at the density of bees. This is the summer solstice, so it means that our hive should be the most populous. Here's a frame full of nectar and pollen with some young brood. And this frame tells me that we have wall-to-wall brood in this hive. Wall-to-wall brood means that there's brood all the way to the edges. All of this wax being light colored tells me that it is all new, which means our hive has built several frames of wax since the last time we were in here. So remember, I started with that outermost frame so I could pull it out. Another frame of mostly capped brood, some nectar. Over here, don't see the queen yet. This frame is thick and heavy. It has a little bit of brood on this side and a little bit of brood on your side, mostly emerging brood here. This tells me that these bees need room to expand. They have no more places to draw wax, and they're starting to store nectar in the brood nest, in the center. That can lead to premature swarming, so we need to give them some room to grow, because they're still going to grow up a little bit more before our dearth and then our fall nectar flow. I have new brood in the center, older kept brood on the outer edges here, and some food up at the top of this comb. This is the center of my brood nest, and I am seeing some backfilling, some nectar in the center of these combs. That is telling me that this hive needs more space. They're nice and tight in population, which you can see as you're looking down into this, which means they could be supered or add a second box can be added so they can grow up into it. There's our queen here on some capped and open brood. There's some nectar here, and she does look like she's looking for places to lay. She's running out of spaces in which she can lay eggs. Again, another indicator that this hive needs to be expanded or would benefit from being expanded. And the final indicator is that none of my bars or my frames have space on them for wax to be drawn down. I have this bar here, but where the wax is actually attached to the wall and not the bar. So they've already started building wax in the crevice where the new bar was, which means these bees need more room. And really, I wanted to show you this because whether we're in the Langstroth boxes or the Roell boxes, we're reaching a point in the summer where bees need room to store up nectar, to grow out wax for the brood that they're going to need for the fall and the winter. So this is a great opportunity to give them ample space to grow in. What I would do is either under super it with another Comfort Hive box just like this with some blank popsicle stick bamboo skewers, or I can take half of this hive, give them a new queen, and make what's called a split, and leave half of this hive here as a queen right split. So I can make two hives out of one in these smaller boxes much more quickly than I can in the larger boxes. Because they grow and get to the edges of the nest very quickly. Or I can grow this box by supering it or adding a second box. In Roell or Comfort style hives, we under super, we put the supers underneath the brood nest. In Langstroth hives, we over super, we put the boxes on top